Hey guys, welcome back to the Pistonhead podcast. On this week, Scott and I sit down, catch up. We talk about his new purchase. We talk about what we're going to be doing with the bus. Shoot the shit about everything Top Drift and grid life and, just the usual stuff. I want to give you guys a bit of a heads up as well. There's going to be a big change coming to the podcast soon. We're going to be running some ads, it looks like. That is to help kind of cover the costs of everything that goes into the podcast. We're going to buy some bigger equipment. We've got a guy that's going to be doing editing on the podcast. If you listen regularly, you've already heard that there is a very noticeable difference in quality. That is because I have somebody behind the scenes now who's doing it. He is not cheap. He is not free. So that is part of it as well. I want to give you guys the best possible podcast I can. And part of that is that I'm going to have to start spending some money into it. And that means I'm going to have to start selling some ad space. Don't worry though, any of the ad space I'm selling is for products and companies that I actually trust and believe in. I'm not going to let in stuff I'm just shilling out for cash. It'll be companies that we've worked with in the past, people you guys might already know, but I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that there's going to be maybe a minute before each podcast. We're going to be doing a little bit of ad space, maybe something afterwards. I'm going to really try not to do anything in the middle, but you never know. Anyways, guys, make sure to stay tuned because this one was definitely a fun one.
You don't know how to use your own gear yet?
There we go. I think it's working. I think it's working. Oh, man.
Let's not repeat the first podcast you had me do.
Oh, come on. What, in the truck?
It was fucking 2 hours of shooting the shit and none of it was any good.
None of it was any good. Completely useless. Oh, it's all right. It sounds good now, though. Oh, phone off. Sorry, I remember that. Oh, so you ready to talk about it?
Talk about...
The Mustang?
What Mustang?
Take that as a no.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
I wasn't sure. I could always edit the beginning out, but I can't.
No, it's all good, dude. It's all good. We can talk about whatever.
So what'd you buy?
Childhood dream.
You bought Pamela Anderson, huh?
No, that's a teenage dream, man.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
89, 5-liter, 5-speed LX.
I didn't realize it was newer than the Thunderbird. I thought it was an 86. Huh.
86 was the last year for the 4Eyes.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
79 to 86, they had 4 actual pots for lights up in the front.
Was it like headlights and then high beams?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
And then 87 to 93, they switched up to the 6-piece design. So you've got marker on the inside and the outside, and then your actual headlight in the center, and it's a dual high-low.
Okay, so it's a dual bulb. Mm-hmm. Which is probably the better way to do it anyways.
Oh, it's got like 90s GTO light covers on it.
Yeah.
So the headlights aren't exactly great. I don't know if they'd be any better if I take them off or...
Oh, yeah,
it's supposed to be
like a weird
we'll
like spider design, right?
Yeah, but it's
supposed to work like a polarizing filter or some shit.
I don't know. It kind of smokes them out. So it's like without having smoked headlights, you get that darkening look, which works with the black wheels and the tint and everything else.
Yeah, it looks good.
I don't know if I'll take them off or I'll leave them on. We'll see. But the low beam lights suck to drive with.
That's a good point. You could just put better bulbs in it.
LEDs, man.
Yeah.
Made a world of difference in Subaru.
They've come down in price so much. They're almost cheaper than halogens now.
I think I was $50 for the ones in the Subaru.
Yeah.
So
and they last long.
Really go
the
wrong.
Only downside with them is they don't melt ice off the headlights. It's the only thing that sucks.
It's because they're cooled.
Yeah.
They've got the fins or the fans or whatever.
Yeah.
LEDs get hot. LEDs will get fucking really hot if they're not cooled, if they don't have a heat sink. Yeah,
but like the not the HIDs, but like halogen bulbs, like they fucking melt ice off of anything. Mm-hmm. That was like the only benefit to them.
Not that the Subaru really melted ice off the headlights anyway.
Well, you're driving that fast, it just keeps refreezing.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
So what's like first thing that's happening to it?
I don't know yet.
No?
I don't know yet.
Well, first thing would be sell the Audi.
Just sell it. Scrap it,
that's what I mean. Sell it to a scrapyard. And then take all of that money and then put it wherever.
All of that money? The $150 that they're going to give us for it?
I think that's it.
Fuck, we're not going to get anything for that. Scrap value on a fucking whole car like that is not much.
Yeah.
Because they got to factor in the fact, like, they've got to cut it and all this other shit, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. We should just strip.
Body
we should
panels
just strip
on
everything off
useless. Even still, it's still going to be like, what do they call it? They get a term for it where they basically just shred it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's just junk.
It's shred. I'm pretty sure it's shred.
Yeah,
because there's cast, there's shred, there's there's a bunch of different ones, and then obviously your non-ferrous stuff. They usually pull all the non-ferrous stuff out, like your heater cores, your rad, because that's where the real money is, right? Anything that's aluminum is worth fucking way more, but everything else goes to shred.
I think the head on that's aluminum.
I doubt they would go through that much time. No. It's all about efficiency, right? I was told they don't make it. They actually, like, scrapyards make money off volume, not off individual pieces. Mm-hmm. Like, they might only make 40, 50 bucks off each car.
The parts that they sell off it.
Yeah, they make a lot of money on that.
A lot of money because they charge you stupid prices. And they sell to, like, they wholesale to a lot of body shops and stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's too much money. There's a huge thing about that right now. There's a big investigative report about how body shops are purposely damaging already damaged cars. Yeah, okay. So I read, like, the title, so I know exactly just, whatever the fucking headline was. Mm-hmm. But from my understanding, what's happening is, let's say your car gets into a wreck, goes to a body shop. The body shop damages it more than the way it was. So that way they have more work to do, and they can bill the insurance company more, because the insurance companies don't ever check up on it. They trust the body shop, right? But they'll also order, like, used parts and just repair them and put them on, and bill them for new parts.
Interesting.
Shit like that. Or say that they did a repair that they never did.
Interesting.
Say, like, we put a new fender on because there's a big dent in it, and they're like, no, we just bonded it and repainted it.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently it's a huge fucking thing coming down right now.
That's shady. I suppose though it's really no different than any other industry. There's going to be shady places.
Yeah.
With shady practices.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's every body shop. Like, I've dealt with body shops that were pretty legit. I've also dealt with body shops that were, like, super not legit.
Yeah. Well, it's like the stigma around mechanics, right? Mm-hmm. It's always been like that.
Yeah, but you guys are crooks, so
What do I say?
No, fair enough. You know what? It's funny because, like, you talk to people who pay to get their car fixed, and you're like, you paid what? And, like, $600 for pads and rotors? Are you fucking insane? There's, like, it's $200 worth of parts and, like, a couple hours worth of labor.
It all depends on the parts.
Yeah, I know.
OE parts through a dealership are so expensive, dude. So expensive. And then you got the labor on top of that.
Yeah.
The labor on top of that.
If it goes well, everything
add up
bolts
pretty quick. If there's issues and there's more stuff that you get charged for, depending on the place. Like, a good example, I've seen guys struggle with something and not make any extra time on it. So they end up losing time.
Yeah.
And then I've seen things that go south, and it's like somebody's got to pay for it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
In some of those cases, the customer ends up paying for it. Some of those cases, it's the manufacturer because it's still under warranty.
Yeah.
So they get billed extra time for broken, seized, and difficult repairs and that sort of shit.
I was talking with somebody who worked at a very famous restoration place that I won't mention the name of.
Okay.
But anyways, they were saying that a lot of the times what they were doing is they would, like, bill customers even for their fuck ups. So, like, let's say, yeah. So, like, they would take out, let's say, a transmission. They would, like, the guy would want a clutch done, and the mechanics would notice, hey, we're gonna have to redo this or that, and they'd be like, no, it's fine, just, like, use the old parts, and then those parts would then go, and then they would then bill the customer to, like, take the transmission out again, even though they knew that was going to go, and didn't do it while they were in there because they would make more money. And I was like, man, that's pretty fucked up.
Is that the fault of the shop and the technician doing the job, or is that on the customer? Because if you tell the customer, this is, there's something wrong with this.
Yeah, you need to replace it.
It needs to be fixed. It needs to be replaced, repaired, whatever, and they elect not to.
Yeah,
which
happens
happens
on the customer
all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, well, I don't want to spend another $150, $200, $300, $400.
Yeah.
And then it ends up costing them $1,800 for a reman transmission. It's on the customer at that point. You, as a technician, you've done your due diligence and told them what's wrong, what could potentially fail because of that, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough line to walk, man.
This sounded more like, it was like, yeah, I don't know. The other thing too is this is from a guy that just quit there. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that
There's
has
often bitterness.
That has to play into it a lot. That, you know what I mean, that he was leaving that place. But I don't know. You always hear fucking shady shit. I've heard shady shit about like super famous shit or like not super famous shit, but like shops that are very well renowned. Mm-hmm. And then you get like that one story, like they did a really shitty job with this. And it's like, fuck, like really? Like, okay. And then I'm like trying to think to myself, and you know, like, man, I really like what these guys do. Like, did they actually do it? And they see photos and you're like, fuck, man, that does look really shitty. And then I'm like, yeah, but then once again, like you said, like, what did the customer say? Did the customer say, hey, I want you to do this, but I have a budget of that? And they're like, okay, we can do it, but we're going to have to cut corners. And the customer's like, I don't really give a fuck. And then they realize like how many corners were cut to meet their budget. And then they get mad. Or like, yeah, I don't know. There's always three sides to a story, right? Like there's the mechanics.
At least three.
At least three.
And in some cases, like, I mean, similar situation to the stuff that you've heard. Like I've seen and heard of things that went wrong or whatever, and sometimes you just end up with the customer that's really bitter about it and they're not happy with how fast it was resolved or
you're looking
or whatever the case may be.
I'm the king
right?
of that. The very few times that I have to take a vehicle into a shop and I'm like, hey, this is how I expect things to be done. Mm-hmm. Oh man. So I'm never buying a new vehicle again. Not doing it.
Dude, I've got a new one, a somewhat old one, and now a really old one.
Yeah.
I'm happier with the two older ones.
That's what I'm thinking. The Fiesta's up in October, I believe. October or December, I can't remember. It's one of the two. I think it is October because my mortgage is up for renewal in December. And that's it. Like, that's probably going to be the last new vehicle I buy.
Until you're an old man.
Then yeah, I might then, but then I'm not going to put the kilometers on it. Like, for what I'm doing now, it makes no sense. No. For the amount, like, the way I look at it, and my stepdad put it to me this way. He goes, okay, how much do you pay for that car? I'm like, $288 a month. That is, and it was over 6 years. And he's like, okay, if you bought a used vehicle, would you be putting $288 worth of parts into it every month? And I'm like, probably not. And he's like, then there you go. He goes, don't buy like a $2,000 vehicle. Buy like a $7,000 or $8,000 used vehicle. One that's like just out of payment. Like he goes, buy something like the Fiesta as it was coming out. Mm-hmm. He goes, because more than likely the majority of the shit that's going to break early, like the crib death shit, it's done and over with. Now you just have to keep up on the regular maintenance. Yep. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
And if you're not spending, let's say, $1,000 a year in maintenance on a vehicle, you're not maintaining it.
That's a good point.
Between oil changes, tires, wear items like brake pads, tie rods, ball joints. Like if you're not spending some money on your vehicle annually, you're not maintaining it.
It's like I'm super.
I suppose unless you're the little old lady next door that drives to church and the grocery store. Yeah, she's probably spending more on gas in a year than she is on maintenance.
But there's nothing breaking down.
But there's no mileage.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I'm like, what do I do with the Fiesta when it's done? Do I just thinking about it. Do I put a little bit of money into it, fix the things that need to be fixed and just get rid of it, dump it and run and be like, hey, somebody else's problem? And then at the same time I look at it, I'm like, you know what? There hasn't been a major malfunction in that car in the last 3 years. It was all super fucking early. It was all within that first year.
Except for the DPS 6 and the clutches you've been dealing with. But that last clutch we put in it for you is the one that Ford's saying fixes the problem. And problem that never existed.
Yeah, yeah. And I have another, 90,000 kilometers on that warranty?
No.
Is that it? Like,
it's 160,000 period.
Really? I thought it was after. Okay, well, I'm already through that then.
It's 160,000 period. That's why I was so adamant that you got it in for that last one before you hit that mileage.
Okay.
So I knew you were close. It was like even if you can't get it in, like call, get it looked at. Because then at least
it's on the books.
Then at least if it takes 4 months for them to get them off back order, at least you were in before that and it's there and in the system, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating. Like other than all the shit that broke on it, like fuel economy wise, you can't fucking beat that car. It's besides going into a hybrid or something like that, like it's probably the best fuel economy I've ever seen. But and the other thing too is it's not so weak. Like it's not like it's a 1 liter where like I've heard that issue with the Mazda 2. The Mazda 2 has better fuel economy than the Fiesta does, but it's like completely gutless.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put more than 2 people in a Mazda 2 with the 1 liter,
Mm-hmm.
you're fucked. Now they also have a 6-speed in that, I think, as opposed to the 4-speed that's in the Fiesta.
Fiesta's 6-speed.
Oh, maybe I'm backwards then. Maybe the
DPS 6, man.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's the Mazda 2 then that's got the 4-speed.
It is a 6-speed manually it's a 6-speed computer shifted manual.
Right. So it's 2 3-speeds mated together, is it not?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay. Like somebody told me that's what it was. It's like, oh, it's like 2 3-speed transmissions put into one, and I'm like, okay.
It's an automatic. It's almost as witchcrafty as diesel. We rebuilt a manual transmission with a sledgehammer. That's about as transmission-y as I get.
Yeah, we did. Speaking of diesels, need your opinion.
The 12 valve.
Okay, so I don't even need to ask you then.
6BT.
Okay.
6BT with a moderately sized turbo, so we get enough torque that it won't have any struggles pulling a double trailer or 2 cars.
Do we run compounds on it?
We can do that too.
If there's room. I have enough turbos floating around now.
Well, there you go. So whether it's a moderately sized turbo or 2 smaller compounds, the way I see it with that thing is you want enough power that it's not going to struggle going up a hill with 2 trailers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do giant smoky
2 cars
coal ass burnouts.
No, I don't.
Right?
And the entire idea of that build is not to do that. It's literally I want to
reliable fucking camper tow vehicle.
Well, I was also thinking about doing a 4BT instead, and I might.
Do you think it'd be?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask Rich and be like, "This is what I want to do."
It's smaller. It's lighter. I mean, that fucking thing was heavy.
It's still 1,000 pounds
dry weight,
but it's better than 1,400 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing with it is 90% highway towing.
Yeah.
So geared correctly, would the 4BT be a better option than the 6BT? Like, yeah, we're going to lose some fuel economy in the stop and go.
Yeah.
But the majority of what we're doing is between 80 to 110.
It's like any other diesel. It's just going to put along, whistling away.
Yeah.
Literally, the old guy walking down the street whistling. He's no effort at all when it's on the highway.
And that's what I'm thinking is...
But, the one in the Miata, it made enough torque to do what the Miata was doing, so there's no question that...
Mm. Well, okay, and here's the other thing.
That bus is big, though.
But do you know what the specs are on the engine that's in it? So it's a 6.2. I originally thought that bus was a Ford, and I fucking
you thought it was a
7.3. And I thought it was a 7.3, and I was like, "Okay, perfect. That engine."
NA62.
It's an NA62. It makes 180 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque. That's it. I guarantee we could build a 4BT that does way better than that with half the cylinders. So that's why I'm thinking 4BT. Plus, they're cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's. But that being said, I'm going to ask Rich because
you probably buy a whole skid steer for a couple grand, take the motor out of it, and get way more than your money back selling the parts or scrapping it.
Well, and I'm sure I could probably text Rich right now and be like, I need a 4BT. How soon can you get me one? Because I'm gonna leave.
Run the idea by him first and see what he thinks.
Yeah,
and make sure. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's probably gonna already know the moment you say, "This is what I'm thinking." He's gonna know where you want to go with it. He's not gonna expect that you're after power.
He probably saw that bus and went, "He's got to put blank into it." He probably looked at it and went, "It'd be good if we went and then just full on." Because I watched it. Did you watch his video today about rebuilding the P pump?
P-pump? No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's a good video, really good video. But I was watching that and I'm like, "Fuck, man! P pump of 4BT, okay, yeah, that could I think that could work. I think that might be the best option." So
I think it's a great option, that or a 12 valve, because you're still looking at a 3-wire motor.
Oh yeah,
as long as the alternator works properly and you've got a big ass battery in it,
yeah,
it'll do everything it needs to do.
I'm gonna put a bank of batteries. So the idea of, and you and I have talked about it. I want to build the ultimate track tow vehicle. I want to get a shitty set of toolboxes. Put that in. Even find a cheap fucking welder. Put that in. And either the ultimate solution would be to have a PTO driven generator. Yeah. That's probably long term. Yeah. But to just be able to put it neutral or put it into a fucking gear, engage the PTO, and just be like, okay, we now have a diesel generator to run whatever we want.
I think something like that would have to be. I don't think you could just have that there. I think it'd have to be this lives on the trailer, and when we need it, it mounts to the front. sort of deal.
Well, that would be if if it was PTO at the front,
like,
but
it'd be a lot more work to like make something like that exist inside a vehicle that you'd be driving in and sleeping in and everything else,
you would
right?
basically be running a transfer case. You'd be like transmission to a transfer case to a PTO.
Yeah.
Right? So...
But it's the fact that you... Well, I guess it wouldn't
There is
matter.
nowhere for it to fit. That is the issue.
But it's the engine in the vehicle that's running...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Everything else.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's another... Yeah, okay.
But as we're driving, as long as the transfer case is engaged, that would be producing power as well.
Yeah.
So you could have you could be fucking, in theory, arc welding going down the highway, pulling both vehicles.
That'd be sketchy as fuck, but we'd have to do it.
So cool.
We would have to actually be like
welding
on the highway.
I think that would be a total long-term plan. I think like, stage one, if you will, is going to be we get new tires for it because the tires on it are fucked. Yeah. Which probably won't be as difficult as I originally thought. No. Because the tires on it are pretty easy to find. Yeah.
They're essentially transport tires, right? They're a little bit smaller.
Yeah, they're just skinnier. But like they come off any bread truck. Like I could probably call fucking TNA Tire and be like, hey, I need some, because I wonder if I can run recap. Oh no, I can't run recaps on drive tires. But I could call them and be like, hey, I just need something with like 5/30 seconds on it just to get me home. Mm-hmm. That and brakes are like the two main, like, this has to happen before it moves, right? And then it does need body work.
That's fuck all. We can do that.
Well, and that's the thing. So I think the plan is going to be as soon as Randy's into the new shop, so he moves in April 1st.
Like just down the road, right?
Literally, like, I don't know.
That building right across. So
essentially, Kinney Corners from where it is. You can see it. Like, you walk out his door, if you look, you can see it. It's 3 times the size of the shop he's got now.
Yeah, I was listening to the podcast, like 50 by 50. That's huge.
Yeah, living quarters, fucking bathroom.
That's huge.
You'll have
plumbing.
Yeah, plumbing. Oh man. So I think that's the plan. Is I'll go down then. Maybe we'll just take your car or something like that, or we'll take the Fiesta down and then just go, and then I'll drive the bus home. Because originally I was going to drive down with the truck, and then I started looking into some towing laws, and I'm like, I shouldn't tow that. Because I did a seminar with the MTO, and I realized that, like, towing the Fiesta with a half-ton pickup, we are, like, riding the cusp of what is legal.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Anything over, what was it? 6,600 kilograms? 10,000 pounds?
6,600 kilograms.
6,600 kilograms total weight. So truck, trailer, and anything
2.2 pounds per kilo. So you're looking at like 13,000 pounds.
I can't remember. Now I can't remember what the fucking stats were. Anyways, I looked it up. I was sitting in the seminar, Googling the weight of the Thunderbird and figuring it out. And it was like if we pack too many tires, we're technically illegal. Now, we're only illegal because if we tow that much, we need to have an annual inspection done on both the vehicle and the trailer. Because that's that little yellow sticker. People think, oh, you have to be a commercial vehicle. No. You just need to be into commercial weight. So that's the difference. And it's the guy was explaining and like the dude was getting confused. And he works for the fucking MTO. And he's like, oh, you need to have this, and you need to have that. And
it's only mildly concerning.
Man. And he's like, he was the supervisor for Muskoka. Like, he's the dude who, like, oversees all the scales in Muskoka. And
he's looking at his notes and like, this isn't making sense.
Yeah, and he's trying to break it down because everyone's asking kind of the same question but worded differently. And he's like, okay, if it's a commercial vehicle, you need to have a commercial license. But if it's non-commercial, but you're towing in a commercial weight class, you need to have annual inspection.
Okay,
that makes sense. There is more to it as well, because then I was looking into licensing. As long as the bus is carrying less than 10 people, or is equipped to carry less than 10 people, I don't need a B license for it.
No. So
as long as driver and
2, 4, 6, 8. So you can have 4 benches in it.
Yes. Also, the bus currently has no seats in it other than the driver's seat.
You might run into an issue with the seats because I think technically you can fit 3 per seat in bus benches.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
But worst case, we just run 2 sets. Or the other ones are beds. I also have to figure out if I need to
realistically,
run seatbelts. Like, I think it's still registered as a van, though. I don't know if it was ever registered as a bus.
I think you need seatbelts then.
I don't know. I gotta look into it. There's a lot of shit I gotta look into.
Yeah.
But
I mean, really, what's the frequency of having that many people in there for more than a trip from the racetrack into pizza?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And even then, like, you're not going to pack that many people in a bus to go get pizza.
No.
You're going to drive a car.
Yeah.
Or have it delivered.
That's a good point.
Although Clayton and I tried.
Is that what happened? Dude, I was so fucked up that night.
Desperately to get them. He called like every pizza joint within like 100 kilometers. And nobody would deliver.
Well, no, I bet you it's not the first time they've been asked about it either.
I think it was a case of like it was just too late.
Yeah.
Nobody was delivering.
Yeah. Did you guys drove to go get it?
Yeah, man, we drove all the way in to go get it.
Man, I was so fucking passed out.
Yeah, we told you we were going to get it. You didn't get up. We got back. We started eating. We yelled at you. Clayton was like shaking tent.
Yeah.
You didn't get up. And then you got up and you're like, dude. You're like, oh my God, there's pizza? And I think you ate more of the brownie thing than you did the pizza.
Oh, yeah, you guys got the cookie pan thingy.
I don't know, dude. It was worth the trip. There's no question.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nicer if they had delivered, but
if only Shannonville had better food. We were talking about how shitty the coffee was last night.
Dude,
this is the worst coffee I've ever had.
They
have like good like cookies and shit.
I don't eat any of the food that.
Yeah.
Why would I eat the food that's there when we eat like kings?
Yeah, the matzo sticks weren't bad. Yeah, I hear you.
I really don't think I've eaten anything that was made there other than stuff that you've made. Because why?
Yeah, that's a good point. That'd be the nice thing too, is be able to fit like a bigger barbecue or be able to bring the smoker without eating up a lot of space.
Yep.
So I don't think the bus is going to be ready for Spring Bash.
Next year.
I'm hoping like by Boonies. I'm hoping for like the middle of the summer to have it ready. I was hoping to bring it like road trip that down to Atlanta.
Yikes.
Well, I wouldn't have the come and swap done by then. It'd be like the 6-2.
That'd be like, wait, I don't know, man.
It'd be nice.
You might have to get like an RV pass for fucking camping with that bitch.
It's a van.
I guess.
It is a van.
I guess.
That's
a long fucking haul on something that's not proven, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's like part of the fun, though.
It's part of the fun. This random bus.
Until like the engine just nukes and we leave it on the side of the road.
1,800 kilometers one way, and we have no idea where the fuck to get parts or what's going to work, and no tools.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
We got to get a campsite down in the pits again. I kind of talked my way into it this year.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm pretty pumped.
My tickets are hanging on the fridge.
You got them ready to go?
Yeah.
The one thing I really don't like is that they don't give you your media pass. Like, they don't even confirm your media pass until like a couple of weeks before. Mm-hmm. Like 3 weeks out. And I feel so bad because I get like full on anxiety like a month before. So that week before they announce it, I'm just like, hey, really sorry to bug you for the third time today, but like,
I know it's been 18 emails in the last 3 days, but I need to know.
And then they usually just fire back at me. They're like, dude, you've gone to everyone. Don't worry. And I'm like, I'm going to worry until I have those tickets. So it used to be Chris, like the event organizer, who dealt with it. Now he has somebody who deals with it, so I have somebody else to bug.
Yep.
So when we went down to Atlanta, her name's Holly. I brought her like maple syrup. I'm like, I'm that asshole that like kept bugging you. She's like, oh, she's like, you actually weren't even the worst. There were people way worse than you. And I'm like, really? She's like,
that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I'm like, that makes me feel. Yeah, it does. I'm like, there's like that bad. She goes, well, yeah. She goes, there's a lot of like, people who think that they're media, but they're not, and those are the people that bug me the most. She's like, you should probably just know by now that you're gonna get them. And I'm like, I guess.
It's a good deal. Still, it's small batch Muskoka maple syrup, man.
Yeah,
you can't really go wrong taking that down.
Yeah. I also brought like canned maple syrup.
Oh,
well, like
fuck.
Well, because like who sees maple syrup in a can, right?
Who sees chicken in a can? But you still wouldn't give it to somebody.
I guess I should be doing my maple syrup shopping now because it's prime season.
Yeah, it's getting real close. One of the guys I work with's already.
Oh yeah,
he's already got a couple gallons of it.
The place on the highway, like that's just before you get into Barrie, like right at the top of the hill before you go down to the gasoline alley.
Okay.
They're like full bore. I drove by there this weekend, and they're going fucking hard at it. So I should probably pop in there and get some good stuff. Get my bribe syrup ready to go for the year.
That's the ticket, man. Is the small batch stuff because it's usually better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
None of that, like, we buy our syrup in fucking 55-gallon drums from Quebec or whatever shit.
Yeah.
You know the place I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm stoked for Grid Life. I'm stoked for this summer. I was working on the Motorama video today, and it was the first...
I had no idea you were down there.
Man, it was like a last minute...
Probably would have tried to go.
I had to leave before you were even done work. Like, several hours before you were done work. Because I had to go drop Zaylee off in Cambridge first, and then go back to fucking Mississauga.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the first, like, glory shot video that I've done completely by myself.
Yeah.
Because before I would like shoot some of them and then Garrett would edit them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is like my first one, and I forgot how much fucking work they are. Because like I probably spent 2.5 hours today, and I have like 1:10 done. That's it.
Dude, I look back as I watch the videos, I'm like, hey, I shot that. And I don't see anything else that I shot. Like, wow, it must be hard to fucking edit these, because like, I filmed like 2 hours of shit, and you filmed like 3, and it's a 15-minute video, and like nothing that we filmed is there. You know what I mean?
It's so brutal sometimes. Like,
I don't envy it. Don't ask me to help.
No, and you can't. That's the other thing too.
I'll walk around waving a GoPro at things. I'm okay with that.
And some of those times the shots work out perfect, and sometimes the stuff you film, I'm like, I can't use any of this because it doesn't line up, or there's like a smudge on the lens.
I get it, dude. I get it.
And then there's times where I film shit, and I'm like, I can't use fucking any of this. Like I shot a vlog for the Motorama day, and I'm like, I can't use this. Like there's not enough here. I can make like a 3-minute vlog. Well, I'm not gonna put out a 3-minute vlog. I might. But there's just not enough there.
With the fucking glory shot stuff,
I
suppose.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, do I make a vlog with glory shots, or do I make like just a glory shot video? Or do I take like the shots that I didn't use in the glory ones and then recycle them and use them in the vlog? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know. So right now I'm scrubbing through and getting like the best shots that I got. I'll show it to you before we leave tonight, because like I said, I've got like a minute done, but I haven't done like any of the color correcting. I haven't done like any of the transitions. It's literally an hour. Or like whatever, 2.5 hours, 3 hours I spent today, just getting a minute of shots kind of together, and it's gonna be a 4 or 5 minute video.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. Like I would literally like stick the GoPro on the window, film, fucking upload, done. Yeah. So raw. So shitty. I can't do it. And you fucking shake cam GoPro everywhere, and
the amount of time I spent stabilizing the fucking footage.
Dude,
for the
he didn't use like any of the footage off the front of my car or the back of my car. Like, yeah, I knew it was shaking. I could see it. There was a couple, but there really wasn't much. It was probably so like shaky.
4 clips from like 4 hours of filming.
Yeah. Dude, I'm driving along. I keep fucking whacking this thing.
No, don't worry about
driving along and like trying to watch where you're driving so I can work with the proximity, and I'm trying to watch the fucking camera, see how bad it's shaking, and see that you're in frame, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm too close, or I'm too far behind, or I'm fucking spinning out.
It doesn't help either that like doing it at Shannonville won't be as bad, because it'll be a much smoother surface than that ice was.
Yeah, except we've got to have a second car for that.
Yeah, which I don't think would be that difficult.
Well, except for the fact that it's a second driver's fee, right?
Well, I think I can find enough people to be like, hey, I need to borrow your car.
Oh, probably. And there's enough talented drivers out there that somebody will be right behind you the whole way. There's no question there.
I think like getting Colin out, because Colin, I could be like, hey man, I'm just gonna do 2 laps. I need you to follow me as close as possible, and just have him like just fucking right on my ass.
Well, that's the thing is, but do you want? You got to figure out beforehand if you want like somebody drifting on your door, or if you just want somebody, touching your bumper, doing a hot lap behind you, sort of deal.
Based off what I've seen from other videos, the best way to do it is have camera mounted front of the hood, stabilized as shit, like more than 1 suction cup, like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And it's like spread across the hood, and just have them hot lap it as close as humanly possible to you. And that seems to be the best way to go. So I think somebody like Colin or Sharky or whoever, there's lots of guys that I could get to.
Oh, yeah.
Guys where it's like, hey, like can you do like 2-3 laps, just cool down. Because there's some guys out there that are like, no, I came to drift. That's all I'm doing. I'm putting down laps. Whereas those guys would be like, okay, let's do this.
Well, they'd be tit for tat, right?
Oh yeah, and then I would fucking hook
Exactly.
a camera up on the Thunderbird and then
Exactly.
follow them. So I think that's probably the best way to go. But the ice was super. You know,
it was awful.
It was so shaky. Some of the shots turned out really, really well, but they took like 2 hours to fucking stabilize.
Oh, I bet.
Where I'm just like trying to figure out ways to trick it and be like, hey, how's this gonna look a little better? And
the one on my hood and the aluminum hood flopping.
I never even thought of that, like how much that hood moves.
Oh yeah.
But whatever, it is what it is. The shots turned out pretty good. Some of them did, at least.
It'd be a good chase car on track. There's no question.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But I'm not paying $200 to drive that car hot lapping behind you.
I wonder if we just talk, I wonder if I just talked to Blake and be like, look, it's a Subaru. It's not going to fucking drift. Like, literally, it's just a filming car. What do you think? I don't know what he would say. Probably no. But we'll also have the drone, though. So we may not even need it.
Well, and there's the other thing, too, is like, we could talk to some of the other guys and maybe split the driver's fee and film for more people.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's an option too, right?
Yeah, just post it up and be like, hey, we want to bring a chase car in, talented driver, all-wheel drive, bringing out a Subaru. You know, it'll be able to keep up with whatever you fucking need it to do.
Well, most of them.
There's
a few cars there that it wouldn't even come close to.
But you just
tell you, I won't be fucking chasing anybody into zero. Fuck that. That corner's still sketchy in my mind, man.
I can't wait to do zero. That'll probably be like my second lap. I'll be like, fuck this.
Yep.
I like that corner.
Right off into the fucking grass.
Right into the roof.
Go play in the cabbage. Fucking shoot bottles over the wall.
I'm so pumped for this year. I told you I can only do one day for Spring Bash, right?
Yeah.
Still trying to get out of that, but
it is what it is. You let me know which day it is and fucking go down.
I'm just doing the Saturday.
In that case, like, there's probably not even any point in me driving down. I'd just go with you.
Yeah, because I would leave Friday night. We'll get there late. You know, maybe not even set up a campsite. Like, probably no point in setting up tents. Just sleep in the truck. Get up fucking early. Or
load up Friday night, leave at 5 o'clock Saturday morning.
That was the other option.
That's probably the better one.
Yeah. Get a couple hours sleep.
We'd be there for right around the time.
Well, if we leave at 4, we would get there at 8, right?
Track opens, 9 generally?
Yeah, usually. There's supposed to be a driver's meeting at 8, but then we show up at 9.
Fucking driver's meeting that's usually
especially if we spend
10-15.
Especially if we spend Friday night and we like pre-tech the car, right? You know, get everything ready to go, everything loaded up, so that way when we show up, we drop the ramps and offload the car and hit the track.
Yep.
I think that's probably our best bet. And then
make sure we take gas.
Yeah, I'll fill it up.
Pick it up that morning.
I'll fill it up before we leave. I'll just let's take it to the gas station, fill it up
on the trailer.
Yeah. Dyno. I'm trying for either Friday or Saturday.
Okay, work Saturday.
I know. It would be Saturday evening, anyways. It wouldn't be till 4 or 5 o'clock before I could make it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
make it work. I'll have to bring Mason with me. Not a big deal.
He's gotten so much better too. Like he's.
No, I think he'll enjoy it.
Hey, stay in this room. Let us know if something starts smoking from the front. Yeah.
Oh, he'll sit in there with his GoPro. He'll have a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think we can easily hit 300 with it. 350 might be a struggle.
If you're not there already.
400 will be a bit of a pipe dream, but I think it's possible. Everything I've read, I think, but then we're going to start slipping that clutch. So I think 350 is probably our best bet. That would be the number to aim for.
I figure if you don't have clutch issues before, by the end of the first event, done.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Like burnt rate fucking.
I've already sent some emails where I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need a clutch or 2 or 3. I'm gonna need a few of them because I don't know what they would have. I don't know what this company or these companies would have as performance clutches for the 2.3. Although I guess it would just
T5.
Be... Yeah.
I believe the bell housing is the same between the two motors.
It's got to be. Because, you can put I can put a T5 from anything else. So it's just... as long as it bolts up to the
flywheel's different, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe the flywheel's different, but if I remember correctly, the bell housing is the same.
I'm sure we could look it up. Like, I can't see it being that difficult to look up.
It'll take you about 18 seconds on Google right now.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the next thing to go. And then after that, I have no idea. U-joints more than likely. It'll be the next thing that'll die.
Those are one of those things. They're fairly easy to replace. They're relatively cheap. Preventative.
Probably, yeah.
Get under there the next time we've got the opportunity and stick a pry bar in them, see what we've got.
Yeah. Yeah. Still waiting on brakes to show up. I've got calipers.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting on
I
pads,
saw that.
Waiting on pads and rotors.
It's unfortunate. That's been a while.
Hey, man. It's the name of the game.
Yep. No, I get it. It's been a while. That's all.
It's been a while. There were other parts that took much longer to get here.
A downpipe comes to mind.
It took years. Oh, man. It took years. Yeah, well, it's on there now. Sounds wicked. I haven't had a chance to check.
Still sounds like a tractor.
It's
never gonna not sound like a tractor.
It almost needed a flapper. We looked at it when we had the downpipe off because of where the V-bands were. We're like, hey, if we like flip it up this way, like
cut another hole.
It would. Yeah, we could easily.
The only problem there is you've got to get really specific about which wideband you're using. And the issue, and I figured out the issue that we had with the wideband, the first one we put on the car.
Okay.
Was too close to the end of the pipe.
Oh, so it's still breathing in.
So even with the outgoing velocity, it was still sampling external air.
Interesting.
Right? Interesting. So like the way the wired end, they sample up there where the wires go in, and then it compares it to the sample in the pipe.
Yeah.
Right? But because it was so close, the pipe side was still getting outside air. So that's why
because it was really close.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was like
it was like a half an inch in at most.
Yeah,
it was the sketchiest
now
install
it's like
ever.
5 inches, and there's a downturn in the downpipe, so it's not like it's just exiting straight out. It's downturned.
There still needs to be more pipe after it.
Well,
it depends. It depends on the manufacturer, right?
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I gotta buy a new sensor anyways because that one decided to fuck off. It's somewhere. It probably got torn off getting loaded onto the trailer and then.
Yep.
Or the nuts that we had in there vibrated. It fucking just started dangling and then died.
Be it too.
Because
you've got a proper bung in there now, right?
Yeah, I've got a proper bung. Yeah, like welded in. Issue. So and it looks like the other end is still fine. Like the female end of it is still fine. That came off of the gauge. It's still there.
It was just still in the gauge. So we just essentially tore it off underneath?
Yeah, that's it. That's all we did. But like,
okay, so your new sensor...
I literally just need to go buy a new sensor.
Will have the wire and fucking...
Yeah, I just need... Well, no, like the connector on the gauge side is still there, like at the end of the cord. So wherever it broke off, it just unplugged itself.
Gotcha.
So I just have to spend $110 and buy a new Bosch sensor and screw it in. But that being said, if we're going on the dyno, they're going to use their own fucking wideband anyways.
I think Steve's got one he puts in the back end of the
He's got a clip-in one that goes like right in the end of the tailpipe. But I think we'll be all right because there's no moving, outflowing air. There's no air to create I don't know. Either way, I'm going to trust their wideband over. Well, I should buy one before we take it on the dyno so we know what's going on in the gauge. We can compare notes. Mm-hmm. So what else I got to do? The oil leak's fixed. It looks like I ran it for 20 minutes and there was no oil coming out.
Perfect.
I switched all those vacuum lines. Turns out that vacuum canister that's under the fender in that car, that's for the fucking, cruise control. It's a diaphragm that's in there that runs the cable.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how the cruise control works in it.
So we can get rid of it.
Yeah, there's a huge line that goes to it. Now, some people say to keep it because it'll help regulate vacuum fluctuations. Makes sense. So I've changed everything else out. And I think I'm good. Because that line, that big line that we had running, where did we have it running to? We had it running to the turbo, originally ran from the intercooler and then ran in with a check valve to the T, but that T had a check valve in it too. Anyways, it's all fixed.
Dude,
now.
We took off so much shit that I don't know what's what anymore.
And the vacuum system on those are like notoriously brutal.
Well, yeah, it's because early years of turbo, right? So yeah. Everything had vacuum lines and everything else before that, and then they're like, "Oh, now we got to do all this because now it's seeing positive pressure and 800 check valves that all fail at the same time." And
yeah, one of them was dead. Yeah. Like kind of worked, but I was just like blowing on it like with my mouth, and it fucking was leaking. And I'm like, okay, so under actual boost.
Probably a good start with that one.
I doubt that I'm even able to like produce more than 2 PSI, if not more. Like, there's no way. I don't know. Look, I wonder what you're able to actually PSI able to produce.
Is this something that we're gonna run around and have everybody do a Top Drift now?
Like, can you blow into this? I want to see what you can. How much boost you can
shenanigans.
Produce. It'd be a funny video. How many PSI can you produce? Just
the
have a gauge.
Historical art reviews at the same time.
Historical art.
Hey
reviews.
guys, we're coming over here with a camera. We're gonna get you to do some dumb shit.
Yeah. Welcome to YouTube.
3 things. You'll be famous.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped around that. What else? I might be picking up a Mazda pickup truck, little one. Guy at work got one for sale for $200.
$200.
Needs a starter and a windshield.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what else it needs. It'd be a sight unseen. Come pick it up.
$200.
Probably just gonna bum start it and drive it home.
$200.
$200.
Needs more than a starter and a windshield.
Well, we'll see. Worst case for $200, I'll take it apart and sell pieces.
Just sell it to Randy.
Yeah.
I got parts for your truck.
Yeah. It's a 98.
You got a parts truck for your parts truck.
Or 2002. I can't remember which
Ford.
one. They're both the same. Those pickups are the exact same. There's different headlights, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days when companies worked together.
DSM.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Some of it was.
Well, the Eclipse and the Talon.
And what was the other one?
There was a bunch.
Laser.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't there like the Dodge Stealth and something else?
Mitsubishi 3000
That
GT.
was it.
Same car, man. Different badges, slightly different body panels.
Yeah.
Twin turbo, all-wheel drive, all-wheel steer.
I didn't know this. Do you know FCRX7s? Some of them had Hikes.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had no
Colin
idea.
was showing me the setup in his. I don't know if that's a spoiler. No, it's not.
Probably shouldn't talk about that. I don't.
No,
think...
I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't come out until Wednesday.
There's nothing there. There's nothing to this YouTube video, and it hasn't been anything on Instagram yet.
Ah, man.
Sorry, Colin.
I'm not sorry.
That's
I was filming it. I was filming it this week. I stopped
Were
by. There's new seats in the back of my truck.
Seats for.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
They're
the ones from Colin.
Yeah, they're the eBay
I never sat in his car.
No.
No, I need to find a seat for the Mustang.
No, these were the seats that were in his RX-7.
Oh,
I said it
okay.
again. I don't care. But he told me like whoever owned that car before him wood screwed them into the floor.
Nice.
They weren't even bolted in. They were wood screwed. And then I looked at like
some
the
3-inch deck screws and just.
I don't know. It was brutal. But they're sitting in the back of the truck
just
now.
like
I'm taking them out.
eBay Recaro knockoffs.
Pretty much. They need the little triangles. I don't know where to get those. You know, like for the shoulder straps?
Yeah.
They're missing.
They're missing.
But you do need them because it's just got fabric and then the steel lining.
Yeah.
So your straps will rub on them.
Yeah. Duct tape, man.
I took a piece of hose for my old car. I took
go.
like a piece of clear hose and like cut it and like wrapped it around the inside of it. I'm like, okay, done. But I would like to find some like snap-in triangles. Oh, I could just get fucking Clayton to 3D print them.
There you go.
Yeah. There's got to be a file out there for that. Like, hey, 3D print these. Do them some weird color.
Get in your computer software and make a thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that
for this
difficult
thing.
Because I just give them the dimensions from the inside and then add like a 1/2-inch flare to the outside and then find a way to make them snap together. They don't even have to snap together. I can epoxy them together.
Duct tape.
Yeah, I guess duct tape would be the
It's
easiest.
eBay seats, man.
Which also means that we need to put a roll or a seatbelt harness bar in there at least.
Yes.
And then I need to buy another harness.
Although the interesting thing about the harness bar is it's just got to support that upper section of the belt.
Yeah.
The harnesses don't actually have to bolt to it. As long as
No,
it's there
that's
to
the easiest
support
way.
that. No, it's not. The easiest way is literally to have something cross the B-pillars that holds up that
At shoulder
top,
height.
the shoulder height section of the harness, because then it can go right down into the fucking seats in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. I can't
As
remember.
long as it's on that level plane,
Yeah.
you're not going to get compression, right?
Yeah.
And after it's supported behind you somewhere, it can
doesn't
drop.
matter.
It can essentially drop vertically at that point.
I guess I should look at what harness I have now and how that would work. Because I don't know what mine's a single point setup right now on that harness.
Okay.
But I don't know how long it is. Because the other thing that I've seen is you have a harness bar that's got a bolt in it, and then your harness just bolts into the harness bar.
Yeah.
I prefer the wrap, like to have the proper wrapped on the harness bar. I think that's the safest method in my mind. Because then your harness bar is your...
Depends on the...
I guess if you don't have a roll cage, though.
How rigid your harness bar is.
Yeah, I guess if you don't have a roll cage, then your harness bar is literally just bolted into the B-pillars and could flex pretty heavily.
Yep.
It isn't really anchored to anything but 2 welds. But is that better than 1 bolt? I don't know.
Like 6 of one, half dozen the other.
The car's not fucking safe to start with, so...
Sure it is. I know what you're talking about, man.
It's a giant boat. That being said, if I were to...
That thing's not going to roll over. You'd have to hit that with a tank.
I'm not worried about rolling over. I'm worried about running into something, but there's like 8 feet in front of you to compress before anything comes in. There's like 3 feet
behind you.
Yeah, there's 3 feet before the fucking engine even gets hit. You
hit the wall at the end of 0 and fucking the intercooler will still be good, dude.
Yeah.
Crumple up all that shit up front.
There's enough shit up front that I think
we still have to put fucking toe points on it.
Oh yeah, fuck, we do have to do that.
Oh
man.
That's fuck all.
No, I know. You can get the fabric ones that just bolt in.
Yeah. And literally you cut a slot in the front bumper and we'll put them on the factory fucking bump stops. Like the...
Yeah. I think we got to do something funny with that though. Like what would be like an old man thing to put there?
Nothing.
A cane.
Yeah, that'll work real well. You just drag it around.
Leather strap.
Leather.
And it's like a big burly leather strap.
Hide.
Gator hide. Oh my god. I should get a big hunk of gator. Oversized too, like significant.
6 inches wide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a chunk of fucking gator tail hanging out the front.
Mm-hmm. And instead of people like have shit dangling from the back, like toe point, we should just have like a pair of teeth. Like a set of dentures.
The fucking snappy walking ones. Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be so perfect.
That'd be ridiculous because you'd be in the pits fucking waiting to get on track and everybody's just going to run up and wind them up. People walking by just winding up your teeth.
Yeah, that would be wicked. I do want to like film a video of me dressed as like a super old man getting into that car. And just drifting it as an old man.
Caning in.
Yeah, cane it in.
Fucking the hat. Yeah, man.
Should do that.
I dig it.
Are you alright to dress up and drag as an old woman? Keep the beard and everything? We'll get you in like a nice Sunday outfit with like a giant floppy hat.
Yeah, okay, man.
And we'll have
as long as the hat matches the dress.
Yeah. What we have to do though is put hats in the back window. Because every old man has fucking hats in the back window.
Trucker hats and then the fucking old lady hat on the other side. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally down.
We do that and then get like a fake stuffed animal and put that in the back seat. And just like, because we always got the little dog in the back. We fill the inside of the old pill bottles and make a name of it. I think that'd be hilarious. The old man drifting. I'd actually have to be half decent at it to make that video funny though. Because if it's like an old man drifting, but I'm still shitty at drifting, and be like, yep, that's how they would drive. Like, I don't know what's supposed to be funny about this. Yeah, it should be good. I think now that I actually will have hopefully more than 300 horsepower, it should be a good time. Although we're going to go through tires a lot quicker. Way quicker.
Well, that's the downfall of used tires, right?
They're inconsistent and...
Well, they're inconsistent and you never got the same tire 2 times in a row. And
no. Oh, I want a coffee. Sweet.
I don't drink enough of their fucking coffee to win anything.
Oh, really? The beginning of this year...
I've won nothing.
The beginning of this year, I was convinced...
Donut after donut after donut, and you gave them all to Mason?
Yeah. Save up for a dozen. Somebody has to have done that. Just like walked up and been like, here's 12. I'm like, all right.
Put them in a box.
Yeah, get it done. Yeah. Oh, what did they have? Country style the other day or coffee time? And they've got roll up on as well, but it's like, instead of saying like, please play again, it was like, try again, A. I was like, fucking really? I might still have it in the truck. Yeah. Oh, man. You gonna die?
Jesus. Yeah, I might. Trying to be a fish.
Drinking too much water?
Breathe some.
Oh.
I think I'm most excited for having other people drive the T-Bird and seeing the reactions that come out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I've told a lot of people.
Here you go. Like, here's the keys. You know, we're going to sit in the car and we're going to stick a bunch of GoPros on it, pointed at you, and
I want to have like a broad spectrum of people too. People who are like know what they're doing, and people have never drifted a car before.
literally look for somebody who's first weekend on track.
Man, I'm gonna bring the shifted interest kids out and be like, okay, here you go.
Skid pad.
Yeah, I told them like that's why I built this car. It's the entire reason why I built this car is I want just to be like. Obviously, I'm gonna have to build another drift car for me, but like I want to be like. You've never drifted before? Okay, here is the most forgiving vehicle ever. Like, it's got enough angle. It doesn't have so much angle that, like, you can... It's got
more
enough
angle that it can handle at this point.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's like, okay, if you hit the front end, cool. You've got 3 feet before you do any damage. You hit the back end, you've got fucking 10 feet.
Skid pad, what are they going to do? They're going to go off in the fucking dirt.
Well, yeah, but even still, like, if they want to go out on the track, like, they've proven themselves in the skid pad and they want to go out on the track, here you go.
Fair enough.
You're not gonna hurt anything. There's one corner that's concerning... And that's it. And there's just because there's a wall.
And you stay to the inside. If you come around that corner and stay to the inside, you'll never hit the wall.
Yeah.
The wall's there for the wall is there for the people that are playing fucking dangerous games.
I need to wall tap that this year. Fucking first day out, I'm going to do it.
I believe it.
I have no doubt in my mind. I'm like, yep, this is what needs to happen. I'm just going to send it.
Make sure you bring a couple extra tie rods. We can change tie rods at the track.
Yeah.
That's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shitty thing to lose an entire day. Well, if we're just
an
running
entire day, if you happen to spin it around and fucking break or bend a tie rod,
yeah,
we're not out much.
No, but that's what I mean though. Like if I were to do that early and we didn't have them and we waste an entire day because of a tie rod, that would suck.
No, just get on Rock Auto and make sure you got a couple inners and a couple outers, and
yeah.
Like, what are you gonna spend there? You're gonna spend $150 for 2 of each.
If that, dude, I bought those for like $3 and $4 each.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're gonna spend $50 for 3 of each.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you've got the insurance.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. What else do I need?
We need to take the rear tires off, take the rear brakes off, and look at the bracket that bolts to the axle flange.
Okay.
So the bracket that bolts to the axle flange is what your caliper bracket.
Yeah.
Or like what your caliper bolts to.
Yeah.
And if we take that off, we can mirror image it and have somebody, cut one for us or whatever, and we can run a dual caliper setup.
Yeah.
Like really easily.
And what, recycle the calipers we already have?
No, they're fucked.
No, they're not.
They're fucked.
There's just one. Yeah, but if it's just for an e-brake, who cares?
Dude, you've got one that has one pin. I'm amazed that fucking thing still works. And the other one's probably seized. I mean, we try. There's no harm in trying except the fact that one caliper will not work again. We take that apart, it's fucked. That pin, that pin is bolted or broken off inside the housing.
Yeah.
We have to drill it out.
Okay.
That sucks.
I agree.
It sucks balls. There's a slight chance that we might be able to heat it from the bottom and it might start sliding out, but I doubt it.
We have to get it real hot. Glowing hot.
No, you heat it from the bottom. Not the side that it's broken on. You heat from the other side.
Oh,
and hope that there's enough air and grease and shit in there that it might fucking push it out. Chances are slim, but...
there's a couple companies that make kits.
If we fucking melt it, we melt it. It's not like it's really useful anyway.
I wonder what the dual caliper kit costs for it.
Probably more than it would cost us to make one.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
The most expensive part of fucking making one is getting the lines. Because you got to find somebody that'll make you braided lines to your specification.
Yeah. Well, do I need... No, I can just get like universal braided lines.
You can.
Yeah, and then just run those. That's it. Done. Do you really need braided lines? You just make sure there's lots of flex, there's lots of slack left over.
You need something to flex at the end. That's why there's rubber lines there. They're short rubber lines.
Yeah.
Because the hard line runs right out the axle flange, basically.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah,
the rubber lines there essentially for taking the caliper on and off. It's like there's that option. We could just literally run hard lines out and buy fucking replacement factory rubbers and use those on the other side. Mm-hmm. But then you need like your T-block and all that shit too.
Yeah, they're not expensive. Or you just run it. You get it like what it was. What it was in the Miata was it ran down one side, and then the flex line, at least on the Miata, and we could in theory use the same setup, is the line would run down, and then where the rubber line connected was the T-block.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went over to the other side. I feel like the only downside with that is then you're going to get, in theory, more braking pressure to one side than the other. But I think it's so minimal. No, it's hydraulic, so it's going to... Anyways, that would be the only downside to it. But it doesn't matter. We have a welded fucking diff. So, and I'm just locking it up anyways, right?
We lock one side up, in theory, it should lock the other.
And with what we have now, all we need to do is screw in a reservoir, and then we're running that. What do you think is the better option then? Do we install the inline and just get it in and done, and then eventually do dual caliper, or do we just say fuck it, we'll just go right to dual caliper? Because I have everything made up. It's just a matter of mounting that handbrake and running the lines out. Now, here's another question: the inlet port and the outlet port size for that handbrake is smaller. Like the line that I'm going to be running will be smaller than the line that's going into that's normally running to the back, if that makes sense. It's like it's a 3/8 line, I believe, running to the back, and it's only a 1/4 inch line that goes into the handbrake. So the line will be going 3/8 and then goes into the handbrake at 1/4, right?
It's just a fitting.
It's got to be stepped down. Well, I've got line though. I've got a piece of line that's like maybe 2 feet long. That's 1/4 inch that goes into it.
Just change it out.
Then just run 3/8 all the way to it. I was thinking about just drilling out the fittings because I couldn't find a fitting.
I honestly don't think we should even bother with the effort it's going to take to put in the inline.
Yeah.
We go straight to dual caliper and have the functioning hydraulic handbrake on its own as its own system, and then you don't have to worry about fucking line changes and this and that and the other thing. And
we just run a line to the back, to a T-block, and to new calipers. Or to old calipers.
Yep. Or to new ones.
Yeah, I could find another set of rears. They were cheap.
Fucking set the new ones up as the hydro.
And keep the old ones as the foot brake.
Fucking cares. They probably don't really do anything anyway. At this point,
that's a solid point. And if I need to stop,
we don't really know if they're actually fucking doing anything.
Yeah. And that being said, if I'm going to be stopping, I'm probably going to be grabbing the fucking hydro at the same time anyways.
2 pedals down, 1 hand back. Although
nobody gets real far like that.
I am 100% convinced that you're not going to like the positioning that we had originally talked about where you wanted to put it.
The handbrake?
Yep.
On the angle?
Yep.
Why do you think it should be more straight?
100% that you're not going to like it. Because you're going to get in there, and the first couple times you're gonna go to use it. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I've got this. And then you'll be driving around, and you're going to be thinking, and you're going to be practicing, you're going to be changing the way you're doing things and different techniques and stuff, and you're going to realize that it should be right beside the steering wheel.
You think it should be handbrake and then shifter off to the side?
I think the handbrake should be
between the shifter,
as close to the steering wheel as it can be without interfering with your driving.
Interesting. All right, I don't know where that cut off. I apologize to everybody listening.
Pause it, go back and figure it out.
I could.
So what difference is it going to make? How long have we been
talking? We're over an hour. I think it's got a 1 hour limit. I'm going to have to work on that because if that's the case, there's going to be some problems.
He's got to go.
But yeah, well, I think we
call it, man. We touched on a lot of stuff.
We did touch on
a lot of T-bird stuff.
That sounds really creepy. We touched a lot of things today. But yeah, thanks again, dude, for coming to do this. You want to do the radio show?
Sure.
All right, we'll do a radio show after this. If you guys didn't know, I do have a radio show. Scott is a sometimes guest on it. There's no swearing. It's really weird. If you guys want access to that, it's actually on the Patreon account now. Even if you're just donating $1, that's all it takes. You get all this extra content. Really trying to push this Patreon thing because I think it's the future, man. We are going to be doing a build once we reach a certain threshold where everybody who's listening, everybody who's a patron, everybody who's a patron will get to vote on what we do with the car. You get to pick the car. You get to pick what we're doing with it.
Fuck, come help.
Yeah, whatever. All the decisions will be made by the patrons, and you guys vote on it every week. We'll make decisions, stuff like that. And then once the car's built and run, I'll just give it away because I won't have paid for it. It'll be yours. So if you've listened already this far into the podcast, then then yeah, you can do that. We could build a truck. We could build a fucking rally car. We could build a stance car. We could build a whatever. A diesel Civic on bags for shows. I don't give a fuck.
Jesus.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't like it, but I'll help.
Well, that's the thing. I don't like it either, but it's not my choice, right? So I'll be at the mercy. Scott and I will be at the mercy of whatever you guys decide. So if you guys want in on that. The other thing, too, is the way I want to do this is for every dollar donated for the entire time is one raffle ticket. So if you guys get on early now, then that means you will get more tickets. Even if you're only doing $1 a month, that's all it takes. You will have more than the people who sign on, super late on. So earlier you can get in, $1 a month. That's all it takes. You get extra content. There's extra videos. There's extra podcasts. You guys get announcements about shit ahead of time. I'm probably going to start releasing the podcast early there. So you guys will get it like on a Monday instead of the Wednesday. Bunch of ideas. But anyways, guys, thanks again for listening. And check out Scott on Instagram, blue.wrx. Check out everything Pistonhead Productions. And yeah, what is it? Videos Monday. That's it. Videos Mondays and Fridays. Podcasts at Wednesdays. I knew I forgot something. And check us out on all that fun shit.